So these mapping functions that start off with the iteration of the pixels on an image, and then use that to calculate what are the how does that represented on the on 3D space, right? Is what we refer to as forward mapping, right? That given the T and S as a change over the surface of the source image, tell us what the positions are in 3D space. But we actually want to go backwards, right? We want to go the other way around, right? And which is much more efficient based on what is it that we want to actually render on the screen, right? Where right if you have a pixel on the screen, right, a screen pixel, right, you want to then determine how does that correspond or how does that map to the object, or a particular point on the surface of a triangle, right? And then once you've identified that specific point on the object, you can then say, well, how does that point then reference back to the texture, right? So instead of going from ST and trying to find out what X, Y, and Z are, right, which is basically what we're looking here, right? Given ST, trying to find out what its representation on the 3D object, we want to go backwards, right? We have a point on the screen, we have a point on the surface of the object, right? Given that, let me go back to the image, right, and say, okay, what does that represent on a particular point or pixel on the image, right? And so if it's blue, then I'll grab it blue, and I'll go back to my surface, and then actually paint it blue or green or whatever it is to that the image says. So this is actually much more efficient. Obviously, it has its own challenges. It might be that as we iterate over X, Y, and Z, we might miss some pixels on the source image, right? And that can certainly produce some weird effects where we skip over certain details from the source image that would not be captured in the resulting rendering.